The question I want to know if my mother has settled into her afterlife.
Absolutely.
She has.
Absolutely. How could that be a question?
Because she wasn't some years ago.
Okay. Clarity here. When we transition, we do not linger. This concept that there are lingering lost souls, not true. Not true at all. I'm beginning a lot of clarity on it. This questions like it have been coming up a lot lately. So I guess it's time for all of us to learn this so we can have a different experience. When we transition from what I have been told and what they're sharing with me now, when we transition, we go immediately back into source energy. We go back into love. We go back into the light. Whatever words you want to use, right? Because they're all relevant. And we catch up with whatever experiences and growth we were creating for ourselves. Because, as we were talking about earlier, a lot of times we create for ourselves through the asking and the wanting and the desiring. We don't keep up with it. But yet our inner being is still over there. Hey, come on. Come, catch up. This is great. You're going to love it. You're going to love this. You created all this. It's really cool, right? So what happens when we transition is we immediately catch up with our inner being. Because we are our inner being, right? The only separation is when we're in physical and when we're not in physical. When we're in non-physical, we are our inner being. All the energy is one. Okay? So, I know this sort of goes against a lot of what a lot of us have been taught and heard and just picked up over time. Ghosts and all that stuff, right? Lingering spirits, lingering souls. One of the reasons souls seem to linger... They're giving me great big air quotes. I love when the three sisters do air quotes because it's just the silliest thing. But one of the reasons that there's lingering souls is for us. The appearance or the illusion of lingering souls, of ghosts who hang out, of hauntings, again air quotes, all of that is because those in physical, especially those within the tribe, the same tribe, have unfinished or unresolved issues with the entity. So they give the illusion of lingering or keep their energy close to us so we can work out our issues and have the thoughts and the conversations, even if they're just in our head, and relieve the guilt. Most of us carry guilt about family members and tribe members because they've instilled us with guilt. Especially parents tend to do that. Teachers, ministers, that kind of thing. So they seem to linger to give us time to work through our issues. Okay? And there's a little more to it too. In the case of, they're showing me that Ghost Hunters show. There are a bunch of shows like that where they go and they look for spirits and they go to places that are haunted. The truth is, because people expect energies to be there, energies are there. You create the desire or want for an energy to be somewhere, it will be there. And we've all done this. We've walked into shops where the energy's great, and we know there are entities from the other side. The reason being because we're asking for them to be there, because we want to feel good when we walk into certain spaces. Right? Or we want to talk to an entity or an energy. And the other thing they want me to tell you here is that there is no other side. Right? It isn't a place that, like so many of us think of, because we're raised with the heaven concept and we see heaven as someplace far away to work toward, right? Or hell someplace. There is no hell either, because there's no negative for that. It isn't another place. It is this place. We exist within their realm. Because we, them, same thing. Most of us is there. It all exists together. It's all layered over the top of each other. The way their energy, I keep saying there just because we're used to those words, but all energy merges across each other and through each other and around each other. And there's this great interplay of energy that goes on in what we think of as the other side. And we exist in the exact same place. It isn't another plane. It isn't another dimension. It isn't any of those words that people have tried to come up with to explain it. We exist right here with everything else. Meaning all the energy, all the entities, all of it. It's all one place. We exist within their space, not the other way around. So, because we've created physical. We've created physical manifestation as non-physical entities. So, it's all merged and laid over the top, and that ecoplasma look, right? We all have kind of image of what ecoplasma is, that idea of it's just smoky and murgy and all of that. That's how we all are, with physical and non-physical merged together. It's all one. It's all one. So of course they could be right there. Because when we're in non-physical, we're great multitaskers. We can be everywhere at once. That's how, oh, it's interesting to give here. That's how many of us have the same archangels that we think look out for us, for example. I talk to Archangel Michael all the time. He's one of my guides. He's with me all the time. Whenever I ask for him to be there, he's there. And it's interesting because a lot of the people I speak with also look to Michael as for guidance and for love and for support. So how could it be that Michael could be here for all of us and look different to all of us? So exist in a different way for each single one of us, but yet in the same way being Michael. Because they're multitaskers. And they can spread energy like nobody's business. Like we can't even comprehend how you could be in a trillion places at one time. And when we are in non-physical, we can do that. And since the majority of us is always in non-physical, we do the same thing in non-physical. So that's... Anyway, that wasn't an answer to your question exactly, but for some reason they wanted me to... Oh, it was. Okay. So they wanted me to share that with you.
Yeah.
So the idea that your mother lingered or your mother-in-law lingered, it was just your perception, and she was allowing her energy to be close so that those left in physical behind could ease through it. Absolutely. It's that whole concept of, funerals are for the living, not for the dead. Right. They're done. They moved on. They're there. But a lot of us have to work through issues. We didn't get to say goodbye. We didn't get to say the things we felt. We didn't get to say the words, right? So their energy lingering or returning is a way for us connecting and working through that. A lot of times with spouses who have been married for a long time, right? They can still have they still have conversations with the one that's transitioned while they're here. Well, they've spent a long time in physical together, and they're connected in the same tribe, and they've always helped each other ease through life. Even when they challenge each other, they help each other ease through life. Right? So why would it be that when one transitions, the other that they're not still around for us? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that comfort of speaking to someone who's transitioned or feeling like you can hear them. Let me tell you something. When you think you can hear somebody that you love, you can hear them. It is them speaking to you. So long as the words are loving. Okay? Everything from the other side, I wish I had a better word for it, but it's the best word we all have, right? But every energy from the other side comes from a place of love. They never Oh, that's why they're having me tell this, because I didn't tell it during the meditation part. They never chastise, they never judge, they're never difficult or ornery with us, basically. My team chides me all the time because they have great senses of humor. So sometimes they do give me a little bit of a hard time because I respond to that and enjoy it. I enjoy when they chide me a little bit, like St. Andrew did, just now. But in general, it's always from a place of love. Always, always, always. And if it doesn't sound like a place of love, that's Bob. Okay? That's Bob. Right? Bob knows no different. Bob usually doesn't come from a place of love as we know it. Even though the source of it is love, because he's trying to keep us alive. But the truth is, that's that negative. And our inner being would never speak to us with anything but love and adoration. Because they are tuned in all the time to source energy and feeding source energy through us, the energy of life. So they only come to us with loving words. And that's why sometimes it's hard to have the conversation with mother when she transitions, or father, or grandfather, or ex-husband, or whatever, right? Because we know their energy that's a little bit rougher, a little bit more judgmental, because that's what we were living with. So then when we go to talk to them, we maybe don't hear them. And all we hear is the Bob version of them, because they've transitioned and now can only come to you from a place of love. So if you're looking at a place of non-love to have the conversation, you're not going to tune in with them. It's like, being on AM when you should be on FM. Mm-hmm. Right? Being able to tune into that different vibe, because their vibration is now back to pure source energy and love. So when you want to have that final conversation or work through your issues with somebody, you have to know they're going to come back at you with love. Right? They're going to feed you love and therefore allow you to have the conversation. Go ahead. Be mean, say the words. get out the hurt. Let it go. Work through it. They're there. You can't hurt their feelings anymore. You just can't. You can't. So that's why Mother appeared to be hanging around, or trapped, or lost. They're for us.